this tradition of my podcast, I have some totally obscure and irrelevant music from the Second World War there. Glory, glory, what a hell of a way to die. Today I'm going to be winging it. I don't want to spend too long on this because I've got earache and I don't want to spend too long in my office. So let's go. What have we got? Websites. Okay, talking to Vivien Go in Singapore. She works as Sweetheart the Clown. Fantastic talk. What an amazing character. Her website, of course, these will be in the descriptions to this episode. It's www.zephyrdom.com or partywithsweethearttheclown.com. She's we talk about her entrepreneurial beginnings. She has lots of interesting money-making ideas. She skipped school to do clown shows. We also talk about a lot of techie internet stuff. She's got lots of good ideas about how to improve your presence on the internet. And of course, I love to talk about this all the time. Birthday parties. She's done loads of them, so we talk about birthday parties. And in particular, she's one of the few entertainers who does a lot of work as a ventriloquist. So we talk about ventriloquism. And finally, we end with an amazing little bit right at the end of the podcast. Vivien's theory on not disciplining, on not criticising kids at a birthday party. Well, it's fantastic stuff. So, I'm gonna add this in here. My website, www.thebigbenshow.com, is where you can find all the old episodes to this podcast. And once again, check out the episode description for links to all Vivien's websites. Okay, let's go and talk to Vivien. Okay, wow, brilliant. Vivien Go, long time no hear. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. It's lovely to hear from you again.
Wow, it's great. So in case anybody's...
Like 5 years?
It's been a long time, yeah. So in case anybody doesn't know who you are, who's listening, I met you way back when I was first in Singapore in the early and mid-90s. And you were one of the...
That was a long time ago.
A long time ago. And you were right there, right at the start, doing lots of balloons and clown shows. And here we are, so many years later, and you're still there. You've done it for years and years and years. Wow. If someone asks you, Vivien, what it is that you do, what do you tell them? If someone says, if someone you've never met before says, "Oh, I'm a lawyer. What's your job?" What do you tell them?
Well, I usually tell them that I'm a clown and I'm also Singapore's only female ventriloquist.
Oh yes, ventriloquism. Wow. You know, I started doing a bit of ventriloquism.
Wow.
There was a year about 3 or 4 years ago. I fractured I fractured my wrist one summer playing unicycle hockey.
Oh, wow.
And luckily in Hong Kong in the summer it's really, really quiet. They don't have many shows, so I didn't miss much work. But I hadn't got much to
lucky.
So I hadn't got much to do. So I thought, well, my hand doesn't work, so I can't practice juggling because I've broken my wrist. What could I do? And by that point,
puppetry with a broken wrist.
Well, I broke my left hand, you see, so my right hand was okay. And
that's so lucky.
And by that time, I mean, this is only a few years ago, so there was quite a bit of ventriloquism, how to do ventriloquism videos on YouTube and stuff. So I picked up all the secrets, and I've been popping a bit of it into my birthday party shows ever since, and it's great fun.
Oh, what kind of puppet do you have?
Oh, okay. I've got the one I take to the birthday parties is just for convenience. It's just a simple glove puppet, but quite a small one. It's only about 12 inches high. It's just a small little dinosaur, and I don't think it's really meant as a ventriloquist puppet. But I take it because it's just so small and light. I've also got a bigger kind of 3 foot high monster puppet that I will use one day. But that's a bit big.
Monster.
I mean that's the size of your baby pinky, that kind of size.
Yeah. About 3 foot, about that. Yeah.
How did you learn ventriloquism though? Because way back then there was no YouTube or anything. How did you?
No. Well, I actually started it when I was a little girl, when I was like 8 years old.
Oh, really?
I was a very talkative little girl, and
I bet
the
you were.
teachers would be like, "Put your finger on your lips. Don't talk when you're, walking from the canteen to the classroom." And I would, pretend that I'm not talking, but I'm like yapping away.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
But
I got
how did you?
inspired by Victor Koo actually.
Yes, Victor Koo. For people who don't know, he was very, very popular in Singapore. I guess in the 80s, early 90s.
Yes,
And he
not
had
just in Singapore, he was like
He
international.
was, yes.
He was in Vegas and he was like all over the world.
And Victor Koo is a ventriloquist. That's what we should say.
Was a ventriloquist.
Was
He
a
passed
ventriloquist.
away about 2 or 3 years back.
Oh my goodness, God, time is
It's
passing.
quite sad. Yes, time passes.
Yeah, some of the people we knew
fast.
have now passed away, which is okay.
Pretty sad.
Really sad. Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
shows how long we've been doing it. But you still look really young. I don't know. I just look at your videos and
thank God.
photos. You look the same as you did 20 years ago.
Fortunately, I think it's growing fat that helps, because fat is like collagen. So
All right, let's talk about how you started then, because you started very young. What about 16, 17
yes,
years old?
16 going on 17. I was 16 going on 17.
And how did you you were still at school when you started performing?
Yes,
Okay, let's go back.
actually,
Let's go right back to the beginning then. So you're from Singapore. You're in Singapore. There's not much of a it's not really known for its arts and clowning community.
No.
So how did
Especially
you?
Not then.
Not then, no. So how did it all begin for you?
Well, I started off doing like Shakespeare.
Okay, at school.
In school,
Yeah.
yes, in school. I was doing a lot of soliloquies as Ophelia in Hamlet and all. And, I wrote a book of poetry, and in order to get free rental, I told them, why don't I do some Shakespearean soliloquies and stuff like that? And I would, perform in exchange for the space. So the people at Substation were really nice. They said, okay, you just need to perform one piece every week, and we will give you the space for free.
Okay, so I'll just jump in here. So Substation is a small arts centre with rooms for rehearsals, rooms for galleries, and
Yes,
you said
it's
to
a
them,
gallery
you said
place
to
and
them,
all.
you said to them, I'll do some poetry reading. Is that right? And you'll get a free space to rehearse.
Yeah, not just poetry reading, but dramatization
Yeah.
as well. But one day I lost my voice, so I went to the library, which was like 5 minutes away,
Yeah.
and I read up on how to be a mime. So I started miming that day,
Oh.
and they liked it. And Roy Payamal, Singapore's like first
Oh, yes.
and most exciting clown.
Yes, I've interviewed him for my
Actually saw me.
podcast. Yes. You can check him out. I can't remember what episode. A few episodes ago. It's on my website somewhere. www.thebigbenshow.com.
Oh, great. Yeah, anyway, Roy Payamal, he saw me and he said, hey, you're good. I was like, really? And we started collaborating from there. I first went to do a mime show together with him on TV, Star for a Day.
Okay.
It was very well received, and later on we started doing some charity shows. And then I started a theatre company and got Roy involved as well.
Yeah.
But in the end, the theatre company, after doing like one big show with the National Arts Council, we became a entertainment company instead, because it makes better sense and more
Right.
money and faster response.
Okay. Quickly, we should promote your. You've got so many websites and so many kind of businesses. Quickly promote your main one. Is it zephyrdim.com?
Yes, www.z for Zebra, England, Penang, Holland, Yellow, Holland, Denmark, Osaka, Malaysia.com.
And if you missed that, I'll put that down in the description to this podcast episode. So that's your main website, and that's your
Yes, and,
entertainment company. That's been going now
That's
for about 20 years, I guess.
Yes, 20 years, and you can also check out my party website, partywithsweetheart.com.
There we go. Okay, so you're at school, you're doing Shakespeare, you're obviously interested in the arts. You go to the arts centre, the substation. You get some space to practice. You put on you put on a big theatre show, but then you decide that entertainment is probably a better business, faster to get on stage and have fun. You've met
Yes,
Roy.
that's right.
You've met Roy, Singapore's legendary pioneering clown and mime artist and statue act. And this is in the mid 1990s.
1995, 1996,
Yeah.
around that time. Well, actually, it's 94, come to think of
Wow.
it. Yeah, that was when I was 17, 16, going on 17.
Did you drop out of school straight away?
No, actually, I had to go to university.
Ah, you actually kept up the university all through that. Wow.
Yeah,
What did you
but
study?
I dropped out of university.
I thought you must have done too much work through everything.
Yeah, no, actually, I was in science all the way.
No. That is so
yeah.
Singaporean, isn't it? There you are. Totally arts based in all your outside interests, but you're studying science at university.
But well, actually in ACJC I dropped economics to take up literature,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I was in science faculty in NUS actually, I actually well took up theatre studies, and
Okay.
well when we were only allowed to go up to the second year, and then we had to stop theatre studies. That's when I dropped out.
Okay, so for people who are listening, AG is the Anglo-Chinese Junior College,
Chinese Junior College,
and
yes,
then
ACJC.
and then the other one was the university.
NUS, National University of Singapore.
Right. So you tried to study theatre as much as you could, and then you dropped out when they wouldn't let you study it anymore.
Yeah, because the highlight of my days there was gone. Plus, I didn't go to school, and I was still passing, so I wasn't too impressed with the curriculum actually.
Wow. What did you have any support from your family and friends as you started to suddenly, when you ditched science and started to go for a clown career?
Actually, I didn't tell them until it was like more or less more established.
Really?
Yeah, my parents were like shocked.
So they still thought you were planning on continuing university?
Yeah, they said you grow out of it, and I was like, I think I won't grow out of it.
No.
I've been doing this for 1 year plus already, and they were like, what? You're not studying? I was like, no, but the internet was really good. Well, in NUS, we actually had internet. And I keep saying NUH because I spend a lot of time at NUH itself.
That's the hospital.
Because that's a hospital.
Yes.
Because I kept getting MCs so that I won't get into trouble for not going to school.
Oh my goodness. So you were skipping school in order to do clown work.
Yeah.
I guess I know the kind of work you were getting because I was in Singapore by that time. Were you getting just all kinds of stuff, shopping centre shows,
Yes.
the residence committee shows, everything?
Yeah. In fact, my first big show was the launch of Raffles City Basement, and we signed everything over the fax machine and email. At the time, there were very few people with email, and I was very lucky because in NUS I have email.
Yes,
So I was
yes.
able to email them, and we confirmed everything without meeting. And finally, 1 week before the launch of the marketplace over at Raffles City, they met me and they were like, "Oh my God, you're so young!"
Wow, that's amazing. So, yes, Raffles
Yeah, but-
City is a very big, classy shopping centre, and so that
Yes,
they're
and-
redoing their basement. They're putting on they're making a huge market area, and they
Yes.
book you. They because there aren't many entertainers, and it's all done by fax and email, so they don't see you. And then when they do meet you, they can't believe you're so young.
And the most exciting thing is actually that, well, at the time, entertainment was all on stage. we were the first few people to bring entertainment live and interactive to the audiences.
So entertainment was all on stage. What do you mean by that?
There were no minglers at that time.
Oh.
Everything was on stage.
Right.
Like music acts will be on stage. You're far away from them. You don't get to, go up close and request songs and things like that.
Right.
So we were the first, and we had saxophonists, we had ocarina players, we had recorder players, we had the Pipers Guild, we had like mimes, balloon sculptors, and all these entertainment. But before us, there was no interactive entertainment that was up close and personal.
So okay, wow, that's amazing.
That was back then in 1995.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because I was in Singapore and everything was new. Everything was happening for the first time.
Yes.
When I arrived in Singapore, I was pretty much the only person who had a unicycle.
Yes, you were, and you were also really, really, really good.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let's not talk about me though.
You're still the best I've seen for a very long time, till now actually.
Wow. So what was your what was your act at Raffles City? What were you doing? Were you just the organizer, or were you doing a clown show? You were a mime.
Yeah, because I'm a performer as well, so I can sort of like decide which acts would be good for which area and how to do it and things like that.
Yeah.
We had a combination of stage as well as mingling acts.
So you're a mime artist.
So that was quite groundbreaking at the time, and we had a lot of referrals from there. In fact, my entire business is built from referrals from Raffles City.
That's how it all started. It just boom, it took off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
were you? Did you? Was that so? That was a turning point.
Yeah. I'm still very thankful.
Yeah,
Well,
and
the
so
first show I ever did was actually in Sentosa.
the first show you ever did.
Yep, in Sentosa, and then Pine Tree Country Club, followed by Raffles City.
Sentosa is Sentosa's hard to describe if you're not from Singapore. It's a little island just about 100 meters away from the mainland, and at that time it had some fairground rides, a beach. It was sort of supposed to be kind of a party island. It's been developed a lot more since then.
Well, actually, back then it wasn't a party island yet.
But they had
a few attractions.
They had a monorail, didn't they?
Merlion.
A Merlion.
Yes, they had a monorail, but the monorail was a very primitive form.
Yeah.
It went very slowly.
Oh yeah, they had weird things, like they had a butterfly house, didn't they, or something, and they had a
butterfly park. It's still there actually.
Still there.
They had like the Siloso beach. They had like the craziest things like.
It was sort of very unusual. It was like
all.
it was unusual. It wasn't quite a theme park, but it had some theme park elements, just a few. Okay, Vivien, when did you go full time? Were you already full time by the time you got to Raffles City?
Well, I was full-time from the time I first started because I didn't go to school, but I still passed, which says a lot about the educational system, don't you think so?
So have you ever had what people would call a proper job, where you had a salary and you worked for anybody else? Or you were straight in?
My first job was when I was 14, and that was during my holidays.
Okay, so
I was a banquet waitress.
So you had jobs when you were a student, when you were still studying, but basically, this is all you've done your whole working life, entertainment.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
Well, besides that, I've started doing web design and SEO and stuff like that because I like doing all the techie stuff.
Yes, I should go into this. Maybe we'll go into it. I'm going to draw a circle around my notes because I definitely want to talk about your hundreds of websites. You've got so many. We're talking about marketing.
You're doing websites for other people as well.
I'll be talking about that in a minute. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in just. I'm making a big note. I've circled it. All right, let's go back. So you've learnt some mime skills. I guess you worked with Mime Unlimited for a little while, a company.
Yes, it was a very, very exciting, exhilarating time. Working with Christina Sargent was, one of the best experiences of my life at the time.
Yes, Christina Sargent, mime artist from America, was in Singapore, and she set up a company called Mime Unlimited. And basically, if you were interested,
a society at the time.
Society, that's right, it was a society. And if you were interested, she'd teach you mime skills and put on beautiful mime shows.
Yeah, and she's like a direct disciple of Marcel Marceau, so it's like, wow.
Sorry, sorry, say again?
The celebrated mime artist.
Oh, Marcel Marceau, yes.
Yes.
Yes, she studied under Marcel Marceau, so top stuff, really top stuff.
Yes, and it was, I worked with them for a while, but then they kept saying, can you stop making funny faces?
What about balloons? You were quite early on doing balloons, weren't you? Where did you learn? Where did that come from? Balloon twisting.
Actually, I saw a magician do balloons, and I was like, wow, he's so fast. And I actually went up to him and said, can you teach me? And then he was like, oh no, I don't teach because a lot of people lose interest and it wastes my time and stuff like that. Yeah, so I just watched him a couple of times.
Who was the magician? Do you remember the name?
Yeah, Gordon Cole.
Gordon Cole, there you go. Yeah.
He's one of the pioneer magicians.
Magical Adventure, was that his company? I can't remember now.
Yes, Magical Adventures. And he was also, I think, president of the International Brotherhood of Magicians and quite a lot of other societies.
Yeah, so you got some balloon twisting from him, but then
Actually, I watched him and I bought balloons from T. Myers in US.
Okay.
And then I became a distributor of theirs. And then later on, I actually met up with the manufacturer of some balloons. I met up with like Sempertex.
Sempertex, yes. I use those balloons right now.
Yes. Before Sempertex, they were actually called something else.
Right.
Sempertex was actually an amalgam of 3 companies.
Wow. Gosh, you're an expert. And you said that you organised a sort of an international balloon convention, I remember, really early on when you were still only about 18 years old. Yeah.
1998, that was so crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, you certainly had you have a lot of big ideas. Wow.
Yeah, we were the first to create like large balloon landscapes that were like 3-4 stories high. So that was very exciting. We did a 25,000 balloon drop. And it was all possible because World Trade Center actually gave us a space for free. My office space was absolutely free of charge. In return, I just had to think of interesting events that we can put up for them.
Oh, this is what I find interesting about you. You have so many interesting marketing ideas. Getting space for free.
Oh yeah, it's the beauty of bartering. I have something they want and they have something I want, so we barter.
That's brilliant. That's really, really good. All right,
it's great, especially when I had no money at the time. I had no allowance, that was the reason why I wrote a book and I was selling the book at Substation in the first place.
So here's another thing. You've written everything. If you have an idea, you'll write a book. You'll sell the book. If you have an idea, you have lots of ideas for products which you can sell and things that you can turn into money-making ventures. It's amazing.
Yeah, but it didn't start out as money-making. It just happened to make money. That was a lucky thing. It was more of passion, excitement, and
do you consider yourself a businesswoman or a performer? Do you have a...
Performer.
Performer, mate, it's the first thing. Okay, brilliant. Got it.
Yeah, because if I was a business person, I probably wouldn't sponsor so many people with all the props and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
It really didn't make money, but I saw passion in other performers, and that's when I started building them up as well. Yeah.
Which, if any of your, which products have you enjoyed the most? You've got so many different bits and bits. You've got a balloon twisting DVDs. You've done books. You had a business painting computers at one point. I remember.
Oh yes! Wow, you remember that? Well, that was like one of the first few businesses that I went to besides entertainment. And at the time, computers were grey, brown, or beige, and it was so dreary.
So you would paint them beautiful
Yep,
colours.
so yes, and we had real artists to actually paint or do copies of like Salvador Dali
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Picasso and stuff like that.
All over the hard drive or the monitor or the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, and we actually had a lot of publicity because of that. I was on the newspapers. We were on like TV,
Do you
Channel
have-
5 stuff.
Do you have a favourite product or something that you really are proud of out of all the things you've done? Apart from the performing, just quickly, is there a favourite? If you could offer a tip for someone, something that really worked, have you got a favourite one? DVDs, books, painting computers. I'm sure you've done all kinds of things that I haven't known about. Do you have a favourite one that really sticks in your mind?
Actually, all of them.
All of them, brilliant.
Yeah, because unfortunately, it's like at each point of time in my life, they were all the most important.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's fascinating because I love doing these podcasts because I interview people and I find out things that I never knew were possible. Last week I interviewed a clown, and he's branding himself and his performance in his company he's published a children's storybook which features the characters from his company, the birthday party clowns, in the storybook, and you can buy that in the bookshops, and he can sell it at his birthday parties. So that's
Wow.
that's the kind of ideas that I'd never thought of. So I love doing these podcasts to find out just what other people are doing. It's great.
That's really super cool.
Yeah, when I saw it, it's like, wow, it's not a homemade, photocopied, printed on a computer. It's a proper printed book that is available in the bookshops, and that he can also, if somebody wants to have special presents, going home gifts at the end of a birthday party, he can provide 30 books, wrap them up, and that can be, they go to the birthday party, and when they finish, they get a storybook about the clown that they've just seen in the party, and it's certainly a good way of branding himself, I think.
Yes, and that's a really good idea.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
love doing these podcasts, just finding out these amazing ideas. You've got loads of blogs and websites as well, haven't you? You've got. I was.
My latest and my most exciting blog at the moment is not entertainment related, but it's entertaining for me.
Which one's that?
And it's www.chanchop.com.
Ah, Chanchop. Yes, I've had a look at it.
Yeah, that means I like in Thai.
Yes. How
In
did
the
you
Thai
learn?
language,
How did you?
Chan is I and chop is like.
How
so
did you learn?
like.com.
How did you learn to speak Thai?
I learned to speak Thai over the years, but it really got accelerated like maybe 4 years back when I decided to go to Thailand like for 16 days, and I went to Udon Thani, which didn't have English speakers, so I
you had to use it.
really had to use Thai.
Wow.
So that was a jump start.
Yes. So if they ever need an MC who can speak Thai, you can.
I've been emceeing in Thai actually.
There you go.
That's so exciting, right?
Exactly. Why not? It's like there can't be many Singaporeans who can MC in Thai.
No, I've actually accompanied a Thai MC, so I was speaking the English portion. That was back in 4, 5, 6 years ago. That's before I could even speak proper Thai. But now I can speak both English and Thai at the same time, so they don't need another MC.
Vivien, run me through, just to kind of concentrate on the website for a second, run me through your thinking behind you've got different websites, like if you've got one website, maybe Sweetheart the Clown for Sweetheart the Clown, you've got one website for Party with Sweetheart for just birthday parties, you've got a big website obviously called Zepherdom, is that pronounced right? Zepherdom.com,
Yes, that's right.
for your event company. You've got another website for your MC work, viviengo.com. You've got one website for
Wow, you've been looking through all the websites.
You've got one website for your press and your letters and the kind of the media stuff.
Yeah, because I'm kind of lazy to re-upload everything.
But no, that can't be lazy. That must be a lot of work to run so many websites. I'm guessing the idea is behind it is that if somebody wants to hire you for a birthday party, you can just direct them specifically to the website that's all about birthday parties, so they don't have to wade through pages and pages of MC work, corporate work. Is that the idea?
Well, that's part of the idea. The other thing is that the more websites you have, the better your search engine optimization is, because you can link back to all the other websites. So you get a lot of your own backlinks, and you can control the backlinks.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Say that again slowly, so I can sort of remember it.
Okay.
Link
it's good for search engine optimization.
There we go.
Because when you create backlinks to yourself or to your many websites, and your many websites link back to each other, it actually creates a better search engine optimization.
Wow.
Google will actually find your site first.
Oh, that's
in fact,
interesting.
if you search like female MCs on Google, you'll be able to see a lot of my sites.
That's right. Oh, that's interesting. 'Cause I last week, over the past few weeks, I've realised that if I label all my photos and videos,
Yes, that's the new update that Google is doing right now. If you would tag your photos, do the captions right, and put the alt text for your photos,
Yes.
which describes the photos if they can't see the photos,
That's right.
you actually get higher ranking as well.
Yes, because all the keywords will be picked up by the search engines, and
Yes,
they'll see that.
the image searches.
Yes. Oh, there's lots of
So
stuff
there's
there.
quite a lot of interesting tricks that you can actually come up with.
Yeah.
And I've been doing quite a lot of SEO research since like 10 years back.
Yeah. Oh. So are those the two top tips for our people at the moment? To have quite a few websites that link to each other with all the backlinks, and also
Yes.
just to label it. Give all. Is it quite simply labeling all your photos and videos when you give them a title that includes your keywords? Is that the basic concept?
Well, not just that.
Not just that. Oh, okay.
If you have a normal website
Yeah.
that doesn't get updated easily, or it doesn't get updated much,
Right.
Google is not going to pay attention to it.
Right.
So I usually embed a blog or 2 blogs or 3 blogs within the website itself.
Okay, so you're saying you have to be constantly updating your website, so there's more and more.
And the best way is to have a blog
yeah.
inside your website.
Blog in website. Excellent. I use WordPress, so a blog's quite easy to fit into my website. That's great.
Yes, but WordPress is extremely difficult in terms of security.
Oh,
you
is
have
it?
to constantly update your whole OS,
Oh,
operating system,
yeah.
or else the viruses will get on, and then there'll be Trojans and
Oh
stuff
dear.
like that.
Okay.
And a lot of things you need to pay for.
Right.
You don't see it when you first get it. At first you'll be like, the free website, but if you want this, you have to add on $10. If you want that, you have to add on $20. If you want a beautiful design, you have to add on $30.
What do you recommend then? Instead of WordPress?
The best way is to do so-called proper website.
Yes.
So that it wouldn't, pose a security risk.
Yeah.
Also, at the same time, if you notice, a lot of WordPress sites are not very search engine optimized.
Mm.
They don't get very high up on the search engines.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, so if you want to do a blog site, that means using a blog operating system to create a website,
Yes.
I would recommend that you use Blogger, because Blogger is owned by Google, so they would automatically get you really high up.
Blogger owned by Google. Maybe my next website will be a Blogger website. Interesting.
And easier, and it's cheaper as well.
Okay, that's great. This is what I love to hear. So there's some stuff that nobody's talked about in all my interviews so far. Really detailed stuff
really?
about websites. I've kind of touched on the subject, but haven't really gone into a huge amount of detail. So you're a fan of Blogger, which is owned by Google, so that makes sense. Yeah. All right.
And right now I'm still trying to figure out how to get listed high up in Yahoo and Bing. Well, Bing and Yahoo are kind of linked, so if you get listed in Bing, you get listed in Yahoo as well.
Right. Does anybody still use Yahoo and Bing for searching? I guess they do.
Those who are using Windows, they are forced to use Bing.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
because that's
that comes with it.
Windows. Yes, that's Windows' main search engine.
Right.
And Yahoo has managed to reinvent themselves as a news collator of some
That's
sort.
true, yes. I get a daily Yahoo email with news. I don't know quite how I get it, but it comes in.
Yeah, and well, that's how they are propagating Yahoo.
Yeah. Okay, so that's technical stuff. That's brilliant. I love it. Let's talk about the we've got to talk about business, and we've got to talk about performance. Let's talk about performance. Do you still do a lot of birthday party shows?
Yes, and I love it. Well, I don't do as much as I would like to, because right now I'm doing a lot of MC work as well.
Okay, we'll talk about these then. Birthday parties and MCs. Let me talk about birthday parties first, because in Hong Kong, that's what I get most of. In Hong Kong, just birthday party mad here. Spending masses and just
Please
huge...
tell me as well. I want to come to Hong Kong and try performing for the kids. I can speak Cantonese, by the way.
Oh, there you go. More and more languages. Brilliant. Well, okay, so birthday parties, particular interest to me at the moment. How do you structure your birthday party? Do you stay for an hour? Do you stay for half an hour? How do you start? Things like this. So, how long is your birthday party show?
Well, it really depends. I have a half an hour, 1 hour, and a 2-hour show.
Right.
So it depends on what they want.
Sure.
I do a variety of things. I can do face painting, glitter tattoo, balloon twisting, games.
Do you have a
ventriloquism, a little bit of magic, a little bit of juggling, a little bit of everything?
Yeah. Okay, so
not much juggling.
Well, let's say
3 balls.
Now, let's say it's just that you've been hired for say about an hour, and you turn up. What would you do first when you arrive?
Oh, say hi to the children.
Yeah.
And then I'll give away some prizes first,
Really?
I'll probably do like a sing-along thingy.
Oh, wait, Vivien, this is controversial stuff. This is big stuff. You give away prizes at the beginning, huh? Oh.
Just a little bit, just maybe 1 or 2, so that they get the whole idea that, if they want to win more prizes, they have to do whatever it takes.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got it. Because
so
sometimes
puts them in the right frame of mind.
Sometimes I find that once I start giving out prizes, that's all they want.
Oh, yes.
So I try to.
You have to make it really, really well. Usually my first opener, when the kids are young, like maybe 2, 3, 4 years old. Yeah, I'll start with something simple, like if you're happy and clap your hands, and everybody claps their hands, and I'm like, oh, you're good at clapping. I'll give away maybe 2 or 3 prizes first, and then later it gets more and more difficult.
Yes,
then finally at the end of it, I'm like, oh, wow, you guys were great. And I have this new addition to my show right now. I started doing like this dance thing
Yeah.
with the kids, the chicken dance.
Oh yes. Yes, yes. Oh, I know this. I do this as well. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh, that was so funny. And it all started because baby Pinky in the suitcase refuses to come out to see the children. And I was like,
Okay.
why are you so scared? Are you chicken?
Baby
No, but I'd
Pinky,
like to-
Baby Pinky
Yeah, that's my
is your
puppet bird.
ventriloquist puppet. Baby Trinky,
Yes,
Baby
it's
Pinky,
my puppet bird.
ventriloquist puppet. Ah, okay, got
Yeah,
it.
and he's like, no, I'm not chicken, but I like to see chickens. So I'm like, all right, that can be arranged. Then I'm like, okay, anybody knows how to do a chicken dance? And the kids are no. I'm like, okay, everybody stand up. And then we'll do the chicken dance. I'll teach them 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at the end of it, I'll be like, baby Pinky, they're ready. Come on out. And he comes out and he sings the.
Do you use
Yeah.
background music, or do you?
No. He sings
He
the
sings
whole song
it.
himself.
And you have a? Do you use a microphone?
Yes, I use a little waistband microphone.
Okay, so you got the speaker on your waist, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
I find that that's loud enough,
Yeah.
and it's like a headset mic, so it doesn't get in my way.
Ah, headset. Okay, yes. So you can. Your hands are free.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, this is great stuff. So you go to the party. You've got a suitcase. You turn up. You get the kids doing a song, and you give out a few prizes if they're doing it well. Is that right?
Yeah, and then later on I'll do a few balloons, maybe 2 or 3.
What's
just to
the second part?
get
Sorry,
the
sorry to jump in.
interest.
So after you've warmed up the kids with a song, given out a few prizes, what's your second part? Is it the ventriloquist puppet?
No, I do the balloons first. I build up the whole suspense as to what's in the big suitcase.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so there's something in the suitcase. They can hear it talking
Every now and then.
every now and then, but they don't know what's in the suitcase.
Yeah, some
Ah.
of them who have seen me will be like, "Oh, baby Pinky inside, bring him out," and I'm
Ah.
like, let's see whether he wants to come out. And then the kids will try to coax him out by doing all the different things like the chicken dance.
Oh,
or
I
they'll say, "Baby Pinky, come out, please," and things like that. Yeah.
And then Baby Pinky eventually comes out.
Yeah, and here's the last part of the show. Well, he's not really the last part. He's the fourth part of the show, where he actually comes out. He does all kinds of funny jokes. Does crazy things like he'll be like pecking at his own armpit or under his wing, and I'll be like, "Oh, baby Pinky, what are you doing?" Then he'll be like, "Scratching my armpit," and then I'll be like, "Why are you scratching your armpit on stage?" They say, "Because it's itchy."
Oh, any tips for doing ventriloquism at a party?
Oh, well, first things first, the performer must believe that the puppet is real.
Yeah.
And, okay, who's going to be listening to the podcast? Is it like laymen or entertainers?
Entertainers.
Okay, in that case, well, as the performer, as the ventriloquist, there's a lot of misdirection that you have to do, and you have to really look at your puppet because the children will follow your eyes.
Right.
So if you believe and you look at the puppet like it's real, then it becomes real to the children as well. And all the actions must be a lot more exaggerated.
The puppet's actions, the heads and the
Not just the puppet, yours.
your own, right?
Yeah,
right.
your own reaction to the puppet. You have to really make it really, really big.
I find when I'm doing it, and I don't do it much, I'm nowhere near as good as you, but when I'm doing it, sometimes I'll find that one particular joke really goes down, one particular gag really goes down well, and I can just repeat it and repeat it. At one point, my puppet just starts calling me Stinky, and the kids just love it, and they go on and on. And I put the puppet in the suitcase, and you can still hear him shouting, "Stinky, stinky, stinky." So the things like that, which are quite easy, but you just I just wait until I find a particular gag that's really working, and then I just use it again and again and again. Has that been is that something that you find something really works?
Well, actually, the entire show changes with the different crowds that I get.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the kids are very young, like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm.
And then sometimes the kids are like very old. They're like 8, 9, 10, 11,
Yes.
12. So I have to do different things to interest them.
Sure.
And I have to say different things as well. Like, for example, the older children wouldn't appreciate a joke like, "I love you, you love me, we are one big family."
Yes.
You know, when he's trying to sing the birthday song, but he keeps singing the wrong song.
Got it. Yes.
Yeah, so the older kids will probably like something like, let it go," and then they will laugh like crazy. Because that's from Frozen.
Yes.
So, yeah, we have different songs for different age groups.
That makes sense. That's great. Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah, and when we see a very mixed crowd, like Singaporeans together with a few people from overseas, then we will keep the local jokes to a minimum.
Right.
Because the other kids wouldn't get it, and it won't be funny to them.
Brilliant. So you're able to respond to the audience. Depending on the audience, you'll do different things.
Yeah, that's usually what I do, yeah.
Do you have a favourite mouth position when you're a ventriloquist? Do you like the smile, or do you like to turn to the side?
Smile.
The smile position, yeah.
It's the easiest, I think.
Yeah, because the smile, I think, for me, smile's easy because you're actually, when you smile, your muscles are tensing slightly, which helps fix it in position.
Yes.
And as you're at a birthday party and you're supposed
to
be smiling anyway, it's quite natural to smile while the puppet's going on and on. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and when you look at the puppet, well, usually even if you are mock angry with the puppet, you'll still be very nice. So yeah, smiling is much better, and the kids don't get frightened because if you're like frowning or in mouth closed position, you look kind of stern.
Right. Yeah.
Plus, if you have a mouth closed position, there are some words that can never be pronounced.
For example?
Like all the P, all the B's.
Yes.
You can do that when you're smiling, but not when you're closing your mouth.
Yeah. Like I say, this is oh, bless you.
Sorry, coughing away.
This is a podcast for entertainers, so I think it's okay if you want. I can edit this out, but yeah, I think we can talk about the actual details of ventriloquism. Do you use what substitutes do you use? Do you, instead of saying B, do you use the sound T?
Well,
instead of
I actually open up the mouth on the inside. When you're smiling, you can sort of like create a more hollowy kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you want to say happy birthday, it'll be like happy birthday.
It sounds perfect.
So
yeah.
you actually soften the B.
Yeah.
But people will automatically assume that it's birthday.
That's right. You soften the B, and you can't actually say the B, but you can soften it. You can soften it. You can say happy birthday, and to the
happy
ear,
birthday.
and to the human ear sort of adds in the B sound, and it assumes it heard it. Yeah.
Yes, because you soften it a little bit. So, for example, if you want to say like, like baby Pinky.
I'm just laughing to myself. Here we are, describing ventriloquism on an audio podcast. we could be moving our lips and no one would know.
Oh no, but I'm not moving my lips. You can hear it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so well, there's nothing in the background and everything. So, for example, like baby Pinky.
Yes.
Baby Pinky will be like,
You've chosen quite a
"Hello,
hard.
everybody."
You've
Yeah.
chosen. Sorry,
He'll be
Vivien.
like, yeah, he'll be like a, "Hello, everybody. My name is Baby Pinky," kind of thing.
Yes.
So you kind of like soften B and the P.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I've chosen a really, really horrible name.
I know. That's what I was going. That's what I just
Love
said.
it.
Why did you choose Baby Pinky? That's got 3 of the hardest sounds. The B and then the B and then
Because
the P.
I actually have Mr. Pinky when I first started. It was this little hand-sized glove puppet that's also a bird. And then later on, I drew out a bigger Pinky. And then one little kid said, "Ah, it looks like a baby." And I'm like, "Okay, Baby Pinky it is."
So you've got the difficult name to say. And my one's called Dennis the Dinosaur, which is very easy to say without moving your lips.
That's a lot of D's as well.
Yeah, but these are easy.
Yeah, but oh wow, that's a lot of these. Dennis the Dinosaur. That sounds very, very funny.
Can I ask you? For me, ventriloquism, I only do about 5 minutes in my whole hour. It's not a big part, but it's great fun, and maybe I'll do more of it as the years progress.
I do half an hour of it actually.
You have an hour. That's fantastic.
No, half an hour.
Half an hour. Half an hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Baby Pinky does games with them, gets them to dance, gets them to sing for him and things like that. He learns how to sing the birthday song, and when he finally does it, everybody's like, "Oh, great!"
And he ain't gonna jump no more.
Oh gosh, what was I talking about? Yes, puppets. I think it sounds like a lot of fun because you go from being a one-person show where you're limited to only one person gag routine, but if you've got a puppet, you've become a two-person show, and you can have the interaction between you. Yeah, it's a two-person show. You've got more things you can do.
That's true, but you also have only one hand free.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's quite hard. So you've got to do the whole half-hour show with only one hand free. Yeah.
Which is why I was like so surprised that you picked up ventriloquism when you were like with one hand.
I'd broken my wrist, so I wasn't doing any shows, so I was at home. So what was I going to do for 6 weeks? And I thought, I'll learn something new. And as my right hand was fine, I could just sit in front of the computer watching YouTube, practicing.
I've never watched any other ventriloquist on YouTube actually.
Oh, you see, I learned so many years later than you. When I wanted to learn it, I just switched on to YouTube. I typed in how to be a ventriloquist, and there's loads of stuff now. It's
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god!
And
I gotta get onto YouTube.
And I had no idea how it was done. I had no idea. I didn't know how can they make a B sound without closing their lips, and then I found out it's just substituting and softening the B, and emphasizing the sounds, the consonants, the hard consonants that you can say without moving your lips. So that's how I learnt it. Wow.
Ooh, you mean they actually teach that as well?
Yeah, it's not a secret anymore.
Wow.
If you want to learn, you can find out.
Like trial and error, and because when I was 8 years old, I couldn't talk with my, without the finger on my lips, so I actually started practicing from there.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, you are self-taught.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, there you go.
There must be a better way.
Well, no, it sounds
I
like
think YouTube is fantastic.
yeah.
I don't really watch videos because I don't have the patience to sit through them because I read really fast, so I prefer to read rather than to watch.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting.
Yeah, you can learn lots on YouTube now.
Oh my.
Okay, let's go back to your party. So you've got the birthday, you've got the puppet. You can do half an hour with the puppet. The puppet Pinky helps run games. What games can you do with Pinky and only one hand free?
Oh, he's the one giving out the prizes. So we get people to sing as loudly as they can, and all of them will start singing and teaching him how to sing a certain song.
Right.
Because they'll be so irritated that Baby Pinky can't remember the song and keeps singing the wrong song,
Ah, yes.
that they'll all start to sing the right song.
Yeah. Is Baby Pinky the star of the show, or are you the star of the show?
Oh wow, I never thought of it that way before. Actually, I think the birthday child is the star of the show.
Yeah, good point. I think it's very important. So how do you what do you do to make the birthday child feel extra special?
Basically everything that goes on correctly or goes on right is because the birthday girl or boy did it.
Ah, that's right. Good. I like that.
So like all the magic stuff, I make sure that they are the ones who do it, and then I'll be like, wow.
Do you do the magic
how
with?
did you
Do you do the
that?
magic with Pinky in your hand?
No, that's before Pinky comes
Ah,
out.
before Pinky. What magic tricks do you like to do at a birthday party?
I do very, very simple stuff. Like,
Sure, me too.
I do a lot of things that are like orientated around balloons. So, for
Okay.
example, like if you make a dinosaur, you want to curve the neck. So you squeeze it down and then you get the kid to blow it up.
Okay.
And then when they blow it up, you have this huge exaggerated expression that goes, "Oh, wow, how did you do that? Don't blow at me."
Yeah. Got it. All right.
Yeah, or I'll also be doing things like maybe a one-string guitar, where I will turn one balloon into a guitar that, actually plays a tune, and I'll get everyone to guess what tune it is. Actually, it's always Twinkle Twinkle Little Star because I can only play that tune.
You can play you can play an actual tune on a balloon?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but only Twinkle Twinkle Little Star because I only know do do so so la la so fa fa mi mi re re do.
So you can make. Hang on, I'm a bit stunned here. So you've actually made a real guitar out of a balloon, and when you pull the balloon, the note is correct.
Yes. Well, actually, it's a lot of science. I actually won the Science Masker of the Year award, I think in 2012.
Okay.
A few years back, or 2011, I can't remember. Yeah. So in my show, even though I was up against all the school children with loads of supporters from their schools,
Wow.
I actually managed to win.
Oh, brilliant.
That was the most difficult feat ever. And no one so far had actually won the Science Baskets contest because, except for school children, because school children, they bring the whole school down to do the voting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was there, one person, I don't know anyone.
Science Busker. Is that right?
From Science Center
Wow.
of Singapore. Yeah.
And you've made a balloon guitar that you can actually play a tune on.
Yes, I actually twist very fast. So when I twist it in front of their eyes, they're like, wow. And then I do different things like I'll tell them, do you know about Bernoulli's effect? And then I'll get someone up to come up and do the demonstration. And then, where you blow this plastic tube and whoever blows it up first wins. And I give him or her a head start of 10 seconds and they will blow it up slower than me because I utilize Bernoulli's effect.
Ah, yes. Bernoulli's effect is the science behind an aeroplane's wing, isn't it? High pressure and low pressure.
Yes, that too. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And that's how firemen will clear a room full of smoke really fast as well.
Oh, wow. Well,
It's
I'm sorry.
very cool. Yeah.
So this podcast, we also learn about science as well. This very exciting.
Yes, I have a science show actually.
Really?
That's for older children. So
Oh, yeah.
I sort of like teach without teaching.
Mm-hmm.
We make it fun and they actually remember all that. So with my one string guitar, I tell them about high sounds and low sounds
Yes.
made from the loose string or the tight string,
Wow.
which they will learn in like primary 5 or primary 6 anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is great. How do you end your birthday party?
Oh, I ended with balloon sculpting because, in the first part, they already see a preview of what they can get
Yes.
or some possibilities. And then at the end of it, baby Pinky says goodbye. And then everybody, bye-bye, baby Pinky. Then baby Pinky goes in a bag, but he pops back out again and he says, can you make everybody a present? I'm like, what present are you talking about? Then he says, I saw balloons in your bag. Then I'm like, then he'll disappear again. And then I was like, oh yeah, I do have balloons. Okay, well, baby Pinky, that was very nice of you to think of that. Then baby Pinky pops out again. Okay, everybody, bye-bye. I love you.
Oh, brilliant. Got it.
So everything is very positive and everything always ends on a high note.
Yeah. Vivien, that's fantastic. Now, we can end there because we've got
But
about...
actually, something very important. Entertainers should not discipline children in their show.
Yes, a good point.
That's something that I feel very strongly about, because when you are a child, somebody, an entertainer, becomes like somebody that's extraordinary. If you bring up the child and you tell them how good they are and all the positive stuff, right?
Right,
They
yeah.
feel good about themselves and they actually try to be better. But if you tell them that, no, you shouldn't do that, you're horrible, you shouldn't do that, stop saying that, shut up, things like that. I've actually heard entertainers do that. It's really, really horrible. I cringe every time I hear that. That brings down the self-esteem, because if someone as so-called elevated as a performer during your birthday party says that to you, you feel like, oh wow, I'm really nothing.
But,
I'm as bad as what my parents think I am. I actually have children coming up to me, when they are like 21 or 22, I meet them on the streets and they come up to me and they're like, hi sweetheart. I'm like, oh, did I do your birthday party when you were young? And then they'll be like, yes, and you know what? You said I was magical and I can do anything if I really, really want to.
Yeah.
But that changed my life. I was like, wow. Really? And it's like, yeah, because my parents were always saying how horrible I am, how naughty I am, how, unable I am to do anything. I can never do anything right. But in that party, you showed me how magical I can be and how I could actually do more than what I thought I could. So it actually helps in their self-esteem as well.
Yes. Yes, that's... I think this is one of the biggest...
And one real point is I had this little boy. He was heckling me the entire time from the time I first came in. He was like, can I touch your boobs? I was like... I looked at him and I was like, if you can find them. And then he laughed and everybody laughed as well. And then later on he was like, why are you sticking your hand up his ass? I had a hand puppet at the time. I was like, wow, you have the nicest, loudest voice. Can you come on over? He expected me to say something really bad to him. But I was like, because your voice is so loud, I bet if I walk to the end of the room, I can still hear you say happy birthday. Do you want to try? If you can do that, you win a prize.
Wow.
So he forgot all about, trying to heckle me. And he was just like trying his best. And then when I got back, I was like, you know what? You have the loudest voice I've ever heard so far. So can you do something for me? And then he'll be like, what? I was like, can you keep everybody very quiet?
Yes.
And then he was like, the entire time he was watching everyone to make sure that they'll be quiet, so he forgot to heckle.
Oh, brilliant. That's
And then his mom came up to me and she was like, I've never seen him so quiet before. What did you do to him? And then she was like, can you come for his birthday party next year? I was like, that's 1 year late. And then she was like, no, I'm very sure I want you to come. I was like, well, you can call me again.
Yeah.
And then the following year, she called me and she was like, do you remember the boy who was really, really naughty and he was trying to disrupt your show and wanting to touch your boobs and everything? I was like, yeah. Then she was like, he wants you for his birthday. I was like, are you sure he's 10 years old this year?
Wow.
I was like, I actually don't do 10-year-old boy parties because they are kind of like against girls at that age.
Yes.
But I did it anyway, and they were all like ACS boys. ACS is like very misogynistic and all.
Okay.
Because it's an all-boys school.
Okay.
So they think girls are stupid.
Yeah.
So I went to do that party, and it was amazing. Because he was still in that mode where, he's like a natural born leader. Just that before that, everybody saw him as a naughty kid.
Yeah.
But when you put him in a leadership position, he becomes the leader.
Oh, this is great. Yeah, because...
So tell entertainers, try to uplift the child, not depress them.
Oh, I like this. Yeah, I think it's your own personal style, and you've got to come up with some way of dealing with the problem of hecklers and naughty kids. And people have
I get that a lot because I'm like I'm actually the only female clown for the past 20 years in Singapore.
Wow.
So I get a lot of different responses. But I always try to approach it in a very positive way.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting way of doing it. Yeah, because sometimes I feel like a grumpy teacher. I mean, they're just constantly, please sit down, let me do my show, let's sit down. But
and instead of telling them, please sit down, if you say the first person to sit down gets a prize, that works better.
That's a good idea, yeah.
And then I'll be like, okay, let's see, whose bum can touch the ground first?
Yeah.
And then we make it really exciting, and they don't even know we're trying to, get them to sit down.
Yeah, I like that. That's a very good approach.
Oh, I'm only going to look for someone to help me, and that the only person that's going to help me is someone who's sitting down. Who's sitting down? Who's sitting down? If they're still not sitting down, you just keep repeating it until it goes into the head.
Yeah, so you are imposing discipline, but you're doing it in a fun way, so they don't even realise that they're being told to behave themselves. That's great.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, there's lots of ways of doing it. I think actually, my feeling after talking to lots of entertainers is it depends on your personality and your act what will work for you. And obviously there are some entertainers who do lose it and just kind of lose their tempers and they put the kids down. And then there's other entertainers.
I see a lot of magicians do that.
Yeah.
They use the word stupid.
Yeah.
They use the word idiot and things like that.
And I don't blame them because
why are they doing that?
I don't blame them though, because it can be very hard and it's not easy to control the kids. But I like your idea.
All you have to do is to get them to be part of the show instead of watching the show.
Yeah.
Because if they're part of the show, they don't want to disrupt it.
I think that's a very interesting and a very exciting approach. I'm glad we put that in the podcast. That's really, really good.
Yeah, because this is for entertainers. So
that's right.
I get so irritated listening to entertainers who are nasty to children.
Yeah.
And people who make fun of the kids, make them lay eggs and things like that. That's traumatic, actually.
Make them lay eggs?
Yeah, it's a magic trick, where you make it look like they're laying an egg.
Oh, from their bottom.
Yes, and all the other kids will tease them about it for the entire year.
Oh, okay, got it.
So it's really, really horrible. I mean, there could be other ways of presenting the same thing, the same gag thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were, I don't know, I saw this magician do that, and then after that the kid actually went off crying because he was so embarrassed.
Yeah. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I think it's a very good approach.
But it really depends on how you do it. If you make it all fun, and the kid is laughing and you do that, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're like, what's wrong with you? Why are you laying eggs? Then that's horrible.
Yeah, if you embarrass the kid and he's being teased for the rest of the party, the rest of the week, the rest of the year, that's not a good thing.
The rest of the year, yeah. they'll keep remembering, you're the chicken, you laid an egg.
Brilliant. Vivien, brilliant. Lovely talking to you again.
And he ain't gonna jump no more. Glory, glory, what a hell of a way to die. Glory, glory, what a hell of a way to die.
So, that is Sweetheart the Clown, aka Vivien Go. Uplift the child rather than criticise them. Wasn't that a fascinating approach to a birthday party? I'm Big Ben, take care, talk to you again soon.
Running through his mind, he thought about the girl back home, the one he left behind. He thought about the medicals and wondered.